Easter tradition revived with sourdough Paska bread and natural egg dye hacks. Join me as I take on the challenge of reviving an old Easter tradition by baking sourdough Paska bread and trying out some natural egg dye hacks. This traditional bread is a staple in many Eastern Europe countries, and I'm excited to share my experience with you. It is the first time that I am trying out the sourdough Paska bread, but it turned out so wonderfully. I wanted to do a video right away because I knew it would turn out great. I just thought it would, and it's soft and it is so tasty, if you like sourdough, of course, but it's without yeast, and I'm so glad it turned out so good. And the natural egg dyeing hacks turned out great too. It is very beautiful, I think. So welcome back to our simple home. I start with 100 gram of milk, and then I add 150 gram of active sourdough starter to the milk, 25 gram of sour cream, and then I add 4 eggs. I started this sourdough Paska bread in the morning, so just so you know. Now I add 100 gram of sugar and 2 packs of vanilla sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 550 gram of all-purpose flour. I mix everything very well for 5 minutes, then I add 225 gram of cubed butter. The butter is at about room temperature. And keep mixing it and adding the butter for 10 minutes. So the dough is mixed really well. You need a good machine like the KitchenAid or a Thermomix like I do. You need a good machine to mix it, or do it by hand. It works too, but I don't know how long it takes. So then I oil my bowl, just a little bit, a drizzle of oil so it doesn't stick to the bowl as much, and then I transfer the dough over to my bowl. It's a stretchy dough, so you can stretch it, and then you can stretch it as much as you can almost see through it. So that means it's good. Then I just create a ball here, a dough ball, put it back in the bowl, and then let it rest and rise for about 4 to 6 hours at 25 degrees Celsius. I do mine in an oven with light turned on but open, and then after the 4 to 6 hours I put it in the fridge for 4 to 24 hours. I did only 9 hours, so here it is back out, and you can see it's kind of a hard dough because it was in the fridge all the time, like 9 hours. And yeah, I take it out of the bowl and create little buns, little dough balls. I cut mine into 16 pieces. So I have 16 little dough balls. Right now the dough doesn't look that the Paska will be fluffy at all, but it turned out so wonderfully. Like I'm so impressed because it's sourdough, and it turned out very good, and no yeast in it. I love that. If you enjoyed my video so far, please like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and share my videos with others. That means so much to me, and that helps my channel a lot. Thank you. Now I just take one piece of those 16 doughs and then I create a little ball. I turn it around so it's nice and turn everything to the inside in the middle so it's nice and round, and then I make some space here. So and then I just make tension, so I just pull it towards me and then turn it around and pull it again, and I turn it in a circle a little bit and pull it again just to make a tight ball, and then put it aside and do the next one. Just create a little ball here, everything down into the middle, and then create some tension again, pull it towards me, turn it around, pull it again and pull it again, and yeah, turn it a little bit, make some circles, and then pull it if needed again. And then once I think it's good, I take the next one. Again, everything down and into the middle. So I create a little ball, and then I start with the tension again. Yeah, do the circle first and then pull it toward me. It doesn't matter which way you start first or what you do, as long as you get a nice ball and you have that all pulled together tension. There you can see I have 16 dough balls here, and I put those are my two shapes I'm using, two forms. In this one here I will put 6 in here, I think. You can even take the bread loaf pan what you have. It doesn't matter what you actually take, as long as you have something where you can put it in. And yeah, I have two pans, and yeah, in here I will do 6, and in the other one I will do 10, because this one is way smaller than the other one. If you are using the bread loaf pan, the 8x5, then you just use 2 of those. That works well too, and then you do 8 and 8 buns. So mine are the bread loaf pan what I have here, or whatever it is. That's bigger than 8x10. I'm not sure how big it is, but yeah, for sure there fit 10 in there, and this one is so small, so 6 are enough in this one. Yeah, put them in really tight. They need to be tight because they need to go up and not sideways, so make sure that the only way they go is upward, and then it will be nice. There, I have almost all in there. So that's how it looks, and now I will let them proof for about 5 to 8 hours, about 25 degrees Celsius, either in the open oven or in room temperature if you have it warm enough. I had first just out on the counter, but then after hours I put it in the oven. I turn on the oven to 500 degrees Fahrenheit and preheat it. Make sure they are not in there when preheating. Then I start with the egg wash. So I crack open 1 egg and separate the egg yolk from the egg white. I use 1 egg yolk, and then I use 1 tablespoon of water, and I put the egg white aside. I don't need it for now. I mix those 2 ingredients very well. I remove the cover from those 2 pans, and look there, the buns are doubled in size, so that is very good. and it even looks already good. So then I spread the egg wash on top of the buns, and yeah, everywhere. Now I move the Paska breads over into the preheated oven and then turn the oven down to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and bake it for 25 to 30 minutes. Once all baked, I let it cool for a little bit, and then I remove the pan from the Paska, and this is how it turned out. You even can see the egg wash there a little bit, and you see this one is a little slanted. I think the buns were a little smaller on the one side than the other side, but it doesn't matter, it will taste good still. The other one looks really good. I really love how it looks. It turned out very good and even. Very happy with that one. I let it cool and start with the icing. So here I have 250 grams of icing sugar and half a cup of whipping cream. I mix everything very well. Make sure it's a nice cream. So, and then I just spread it onto my sourdough Paska bread. If you are looking for a Paska bread that is with yeast, I did one last year and I have a video for that. I will share that in the link in the description box below. After this video you can go and check that out. It's very soft and very delicious. If you don't mind the yeast, it is very good Paska bread. You can try that one out. Then I just sprinkle some sprinkles on top of it. This is what I just had on hand, so I'm sprinkling that on top. It's just our tradition to bake Paska every year. It's the first time I bake sourdough Paska. I never done that before, but I wanted to do something without the yeast, so it was very important to me. So I thought I will try one, and so I did this one. And I am so excited. It turned out so good. I'm so happy how it turned out. So I will cut it open and show you the inside. Yeah, you can sometimes see between the buns that the egg wash ran through it, but otherwise it turned out very good and I'm very happy with that. So let's cut another slice and show it to you. Yeah, it's very soft. I'm cutting very careful. And there it is. There's some air bubbles, I can see that already. And here, look, it looks very soft, and it is very soft and bendable, and it's very good. So now let's cut the other one. It doesn't look so great to me, but it is still good. It just the shape, yeah, somehow it's not so appealing to me, but it turned out very good. It's also very soft and very air bubbly. So very good Paska too, and it tastes delicious. So very good to me. And here, this one again, and I will rip this apart, or just break it apart, and here you can see it's very soft here. And yeah, here you can just peel it off like this, and it tastes very good. So that was the sourdough Paska bread recipe. So now we go on with the natural egg dyeing hacks. Here I'm just taking some onion peels. I take some of the red and some of the brown onions and just a peel, and then cut it into some pieces and put it into a bowl. Now I take a raw egg and then just turn it in the water so the onion peel can stick to it, to the egg. And yeah, cover it with the onion peel. And then I take a piece of nylon socks or tights and then wrap it around, make sure it's clean of course, and then wrap it around and tie it together so the egg doesn't fall out, and the onion peel also. Tie it, and tie the ends and the other end as well. There needs to be a little more of onion peel, then I just put some more in. Otherwise I tie it like this and then it's ready to go. Then I do the same with the next one, just weten it in the water and then cover it with the onion peel, brown and red, and then pull the nylon again over it and then tie it up, tie the ends up on both sides. Yeah, you can use red, brown, white onions, doesn't matter which one you prefer, just use them. And that's very easy to do like this, and then I will show you the next step. Here I have some water, so I have 4 eggs, and here's some water. I add 2 tablespoons of vinegar to the water, and then I add some red food dye. I think I did too much red food dye. I would use, next time I would use way less food dye, maybe half of it, so they get a nice rosy touch. I would prefer that better than the reddish touch, but it's up to you how much food dye you put in. You can even use other colors probably. I don't know how it will look, but yeah, you can try it out. It will probably be very pretty as well. There, and then I cook it for 8 minutes, and then I take them out into cold water, transfer them over, and let them cool for a few minutes. So I cut open the nylon and then remove the nylon and the onion peel. Then I wash it off a little bit, and there you go. There you go, you can see how it is painted, very pretty. There, I start the next one, just cut it open, remove the onion peel and the nylon and wash it off a little bit. So, and there it is, very pretty. Look at this one, I like this one the best actually. So then I let them dry a little bit. I put some oil onto a paper towel and then I just roll the egg into the oil and on the dry side of the paper towel again. And there they are, very nice and shiny. So here you can see how they turned out. So just a more effect. I also have another video with egg dye, so you can check it out in the description box below. So thank you very much for watching, and maybe you want to watch this video next or maybe this playlist. See you there. Bye.